Hey guys, it's Mo with Mujak. Another day, time for another video. As always, we have our trusty whiteboard of vocabularies, and today's choice of color is red, or a sort of pinkish red, but very close to it. So, why red, you ask? Well, today, the words are from this one article in National Geographic, the latest issue. If you have a chance, pick it up and read it about Mars, the red planet, almost a twin, or according to Elon Musk, to planet Earth. A planet that may have oxygen, that may have water, and that may be able to help humans thrive and survive. When, of course, we ruin our own planet, that is. But anyway, today the words are from this article that talks about the red planet that has been of interest for so many years. And beginning with the first word, we have perpetual, followed by deity, and pestilence, haze, and last but not least, haven. So, I would like to begin with the first word, which is perpetual. Perpetual is ongoing. So, perpetual is almost never ending and ongoing. So, for example, when I was young, I loved Star Wars movies. And of course, to this day, I still do. It has been a perpetual interest of mine, an ongoing, never ending interest of mine. So, if anybody tells me any movie, so for example, Episode 5 of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. Give me the line of Darth Vader when he is fighting his son, Luke Skywalker. Join me, Luke, and together we will rule the galaxy. Join me and we shall overthrow the Emperor and bring peace to the galaxy. Like this, I can do anything, anytime, anywhere. So, that is a perpetual hobby or interest of mine. And when you read, or if you want to read, the article on Mars, you will find out that there was this one astronomer in the 1800s, that would be the 19th century, that had this perpetual interest in aliens and extraterrestrial life. And he believed that on Mars there were these people, these aliens, that could survive in the very harsh climate of planet Mars by building these canals, or sort of like these mini Unchun streams on the surface of Mars. And this man, he was so interested and intrigued by this idea, he wrote so many articles and research analysis studies. He did many research studies, and he released many papers. So a lot of people fell for his hypothesis and his crazy ideas. Even Nikola Tesla, who was called the father of electricity, fell for this very interesting idea of people on Mars that built streams and canals. But unfortunately, his perpetual interest did not last that long, because the news, they found out that he was basically making up these stories and he didn't have any evidence to back it up. And of course, science debunked his hypothesis and his claims, and he became the laughingstock of the entire science community. But perpetual, that is the word for that means ongoing and almost never ending. So, what is a perpetual interest or hobby that you guys have? Or maybe do you have a perpetual belief that there are aliens on planet Mars or any other planets in the solar system? Alrighty, so let's move on to the next word of today, which is deity. Deity is a synonym for God. And of course, this is another one of my expertise as a person who has studied Egyptology and Egyptian gods and also Greek mythology. I am quite familiar with the deities of ancient Greece and ancient Egypt. So, a deity, as I said, is a god, often at times a spirit or some holy person, holy embodiment of this powerful figure that represents either nature or maybe people's greed and lust, or maybe need for power. So, for example, a lot of gods in Greek mythology, like the god of war Ares, or the god of the sea, Poseidon. Ares is the god of war. So people who believed and who prayed to Ares, this deity of war, they oftentimes believed that they would win any battle that they participated in. And also people who prayed to the sea god Poseidon believed that they would be safe whenever they ventured to different countries or whenever there seemed to be some kind of tsunami or storm brewing in the ocean. So that is deity. In ancient Egypt, there are a lot of similarities when it comes to deities, especially if you compare Egypt and Greece and Rome. So a lot of these beliefs, they are based on the same basic human emotions. So love, maybe anger, hatred, and things in nature that people cannot understand, like the sun, right? There is the god of the sun in Greek mythology. His name is Apollo. Originally it was not Apollo as Helios, but now it is Apollo. I shall get into that in maybe my class, so sign up for it. So there is the sun god in Greek mythology. There is also a sun god and also the king of the gods in Egyptian mythology. His name is Ra. That is R-A or either R-A-H. But anyway, these are all the deities that represent diverse cultures and countries. Gods. The third word for today is pestilence. Pestilence, I believe, is a word that resonates with so many people nowadays because of coronavirus. So, pestilence, have you guessed what it means yet? Pestilence means pandemic or some sort of epidemic and virus. So, for example, if I, of course, talk about recent times, pestilence, you can use pestilence in a sentence like this. So, during 2020 was a time or was a year of pestilence and danger. So, it was a year of pandemics and danger because after the outbreak of COVID-19, so many people, they were forced out of their jobs, they were forced to wear masks, many people suffered, died even. So the year of pestilence can be an accurate representation of what was 2020, a horrible year for many people. That is pestilence. Next word is haze. Haze is a very almost glowing and very dim light. So the example that I can think of when it comes to haze is when it comes to war movies, especially movies like Saving Private Ryan, maybe 1917, all of these war movies, they have these dramatic bomb effects, and you see the people flying everywhere after being hit by this gigantic explosion. And after the main character or his friend wakes up, they're all dizzy, and everything is shaking, and everything is very blurry. It's like they have really bad eyesight, and they hear distant screaming and distant gunshots, but they can't really focus on one thing and they can't really see. And that would be what a haze is. So a haze is something that is very blurry and a very dim, glowing light. And through the haze, I saw my friends falling to the ground. Or through the haze, I saw a very mysterious looking figure that I cannot quite figure out. So, sort of like this, a very dim, glowing light, oftentimes blurry. And always think of war movies if you can't remember what haze is. Alrighty, so the next word is haven. Haven is similar to heaven. What is heaven for everybody? What is heaven to you? Heaven oftentimes is a safe place, is a place where people go when they pass away and when people have lived a good and very fulfilling life. So they deserve a very safe place to live the rest of their ghost years. So haven, if you take out the E of heaven, that is haven. Haven is very similar to heaven in terms of being a safe place. So haven is a synonym for safe place. haven, if I give an example, has anybody watched the movie The Martian? In The Martian, there is this little camp on Mars where Matt Damon, the main character, has to stay for many, many months on end alone. And that would be sort of like a safe haven for Matt Damon uh, that guards him from the dangerous terrain, the dangerous weather of the red planet. So it is a safe place that keeps him dry, keeps him comfortable, keeps him happy. Well, not happy, but alive. Alrighty, so these were the words for today: perpetual, deity, pestilence, haze, and haven. So PDPHH, and if you have time, also please read the article on Mars in the latest issue of National Geographic. This has been Mo with Mujak, and I shall see you all in the next video.